All right, this is a rather strange question that someone asked me. They said, Why is it that you have only one baby, one child? Why don't you get another baby, like have a brother or sister for my daughter?" And generally, it is well-intentioned individuals who ask me this question. It's not that they have a bad bone in their body or anything like that. Um, and the reasons are obvious when I ask them, like, why do you think I should have? They say, have it because then your daughter will have a friend, a sister to play with, or a brother. Your daughter will learn what is, being with someone, learn how to get along with someone. A lot of benefits are there. Okay, a lot of benefits are there of having a companion with a baby. In fact, you'll be very surprised to know my daughter herself has, I don't know from where she got that idea. She's been telling my wife, I want a baby sister or brother or whatever. She wants a baby. And she keeps saying that she'll take care and, she'll play with the baby and be with the baby. Now, um, yes, there are a lot of benefits of having a child, two children together. So they're never alone. However, for me, I'm speaking about me. I don't know about anyone else. I'm not talking about anyone else. For me, it is um, can you manage having another baby? Okay, as it is, having one baby itself is quite a Herculean task. And I'm not talking just about the money or the expense. That is besides the point. Let's say, for example, you want to cut down on cost. You don't need to send your child to a world class school. You can send it to a normal schooling facility. Don't need to send to a world class college. You can send to a normal college. Although we have the hope and desire that we can send our children to the best schools and the best colleges. Why not? If we could afford to send our children to Harvard, we would definitely send them there. But then reality is different. We earn at different capacities. Although in a perfect world, we would love to have our children attend the best colleges, the best schools, the best provide them with the best co-curricular activities. Like if you could make your child Pete Sampras or let's say a Mike Tyson, a champion, world champion in boxing, or let's say you're not boxing, let's say cricket, make it a Sachin Tendulkar or a world class Olympian. Why not? Okay. But then even like honestly speaking, I used to always think when I have a baby, I will make sure my child gets world class training from the world class coach, become like a world class tennis player or a golfer or a basketball player like Michael Jordan. But then the reality is totally different. Like, for instance, I want my daughter to learn Muay Thai to protect herself, and it kind of gives you realistic ability of how to defend yourself and keep yourself physically fit. But the reality is, first I have to find a proper coach for my daughter. I'm just giving one example. Find a proper coach for my daughter. Then how much does the person charge? Is it $10, $20, $30 per class per hour? Then how far is the class going to be? Who's going to drive my daughter down? Is it going to be my wife or myself? And obviously, you cannot leave your child with a total stranger. You have to sit there and you have to observe and be there for that 1 hour. So maybe half an hour to drive down to the place, 1 hour to be with the baby, and half an hour to come back. All that takes time. It takes resources. Okay, in my case, I'm working. My wife doesn't need to work. So maybe my wife can go. But what if I was working and my wife was working? Then who would take the child? So you'd leave the child to be picked up by some taxi driver or person who transports the child, and then you'd leave your child to the mercy of the trainer. There are so many horror stories that go on, like how they have abused children and all that. That fear is also there. And then obviously the child has to come back. And then remember the safety of the child when sitting in someone else's vehicle or someone else's car. Like here in Samui, there is an accident every single day on this island, and every alternate day or every once in 3 days there's a death. So it can be just about anyone. There are children who have died. My neighbor's kids have died because of a truck smashed into one of the kids who was sitting on a motorbike, and it was not the fault of the children. So there are that. Now I'm just talking of one that is just Muay Thai, just a hobby. What about schooling? My wife has to get up every day at 5 in the morning, and now when she goes to the actual school, my wife cannot take her late. She has to be on time. So obviously she has to get up earlier, prepare food earlier, feed her, bathe her, clothe her. Okay, once she grows up, she can have bath herself, but she has to drop her, and then after school, she has to bring her back. Then she has to take interest in her studies. What is she studying? That's how the child grows. It's not just paying the money; it's being there for the child. Then obviously after finishing this studies and all that, then the child wants to interact with the mother and father, not just talk about school. Maybe she wants to talk about her friends, the other girls, the other boys. There are so many things that children are exposed to. Then she wants to be on social media. She wants to use a smartphone. She needs some kind of entertainment. So my wife has to keep supervising. So when you have one child, the responsibilities are till here. When you have two children, you have to equally give them importance. And then there is also the other factor that people don't consider is, okay, when you have a child, that child will develop her own personality or his own personality. The other child may be totally different. Maybe one child is obedient, other child may be a total pain in the ass. One child may not have any bad habits, the other child may be smoking, drinking, or get into gangs. You just don't know, man. And then there is the issue of safety. There is the issue of them growing up. And here's the biggest thing. Okay, you can manage the schooling. What happens? What about college? College, they become their own young human beings, their own personalities. You can't supervise what they do in college. Maybe they'll have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a relationship. How do you manage that? And then what if they want to continue the education? What if they want to go further ahead? And then beyond that, what if they don't settle down? What if they don't get a job? You still have to support them. There are so many youngsters nowadays, the youngsters who are there. It's not like the old days where, okay, after you're 18 or 20, get out of the house and do your own thing and look after yourself. Today, there are a lot of kids who, they may not like a job. Oh, I want home life balance. Or they form their own views. And then, if they don't have a job, you can't tell them, get out of the house and, I'm not going to pay your bills. They'll maybe not pay your rent. Maybe they'll not contribute anything to the house. What if they end up being at home only and becoming a financial burden? And then once they grow up, they become young men and women. What if you don't get along? There are so many things to factor in. And the biggest one that people never consider is, what if you don't have a job? What if you lose your health? What if an accident takes place? What if you die? Who's going to take care? See, my wife is not earning. My kid is not earning. None of her family members can financially support her. She doesn't have anything. It's just me. So if I'm not there, how would she take care? And I made her go through this experience when she went to a village for 6 months. I told her, stay by yourself, earn by yourself, work by yourself. I'll support. Let's see what you can do. She tried. She tried 2 or 3 different businesses. She thought she could run it. She was very confident. Total utter failures. She tried doing something online. Total failure. So she found it very hard. And then she realized, oh, this is where the money goes. She never took the baby to a 7-Eleven. Why? Because it was way too expensive. Here with me, she can take her every single day. She can buy American products. She can buy stuff that Europeans eat because I can afford it. But if I'm not there, how? So, there are a lot of factors, and you need to keep in mind that it is you who's going to make the sacrifice. And I do not wish to have a child where I cannot spend time, I cannot have a conversation, I cannot give them my best, because it's not just about, remember, it's not just about money. Money is the least of your concerns, man. Money is very important, yes. But if you want your child to grow up properly, you have to spend time. You have to talk to the child. You have to be with the child. My wife is 24/7 with the child. And I told my wife very clearly, if tomorrow, if you want a child, you have to take care. I'll just give the money, you take care. I have 110 things to think about. Like even making a video, I need to be in a frame of mind. I can't, I create things. I don't go to an office and 9 to 5 and guaranteed salary. No, I have to create things. I'm competing with the entire world. I'm competing with AI. I'm competing with so many factors which are beyond my control. I have to be completely focused. Yes, there are a lot of free advice people can give me. Oh, money is not everything. Focus on your children. Yeah, who your father is going to take care of my expense if tomorrow my brand or business gets hurt? Yeah, very easy to talk. Yes, there are people who say, "Oh, Allah Taala dega. Oh, God provides. Oh, you just have children. God will take care. If God can take care of the birds, He can take care of you. Birds don't need to worry." I'm not a fucking bird. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. I can't sit and dig the soil and put a worm in my mouth and put a worm in my kid's mouth. The kid is not an animal. It has requirements. It's not just education. The kid would want clothes, toys, stuff, would want to go out, have friends, go on holidays, have their dreams, their ambitions. You have to support them. There are so many factors here. Trust me, I admire those people who have more than one kid and who can manage. For me, my capacity is one kid. I can't go beyond that. And if you really want to know what it is to have many children, just have a dog. I'm not comparing a child to a dog, but taking care of a dog is like taking care of a child. Uh, Take it from me. Have a dog and keep it in the house, not outside. Keep it in the house. You will come to know, oh, I have to go clean the piss, the shit, take them for their vaccinations or their injections, grooming, and okay. And I'll tell you, the dog is the easiest thing in the world. And if you find having multiple dogs tough, then you can't handle a child, boss, because at least a dog is obedient. You can show the stick and the dog will sit and stand and roll over and play dead and do what you want. Child is going to have its own personality. The child will not listen to you. The child will be disobedient. The child will tell you maybe lies, maybe hide stuff. And there are so many other problems that children can have. And last but not the least, if things don't go as per plan, you have to still manage, fight it out. So if you just want to have children for the sake of having children, uh, go ahead. But in the end, you're going to suffer. Like I speak to some of my friends who are earning average, upper middle class salaries. They say it's quite a challenge. Yeah, you are even at work. They're thinking, where is the child? Whose house? Where did they go? Did they go for the ballet classes, painting classes, singing classes, dancing classes? Their friends. Did they study for the exam? When is the exam? What they are doing? Are they addicted to their phone? Are they addicted to the internet? Are they having good company, bad company? Are they telling lies? And you need to have the patience and the character to be a good friend to your child. Otherwise, your child is going to trust somebody else and not you. So, overall, for me, if I can't do something well, I don't want to do it. My goal was to have a child and become a responsible father, which I am. Two is difficult for me, very difficult, and even more harder for my wife. So, if she can't manage, it's impossible. I'm not going to sit and do the day to day stuff. I earn, generate money, spend whatever time I can, rest, me, myself, my brand. Whether people like it or not, or whether they say, oh, you have to be a good father. Yeah, you can be a good father if you want. I'm not you, and you're not me. That's what it is. As it is, my kid is enough and more demanding. I can't handle more than that. Anyway, this is my opinion. You let me know what is yours. Do you think it's easy to manage more than one? In fact, do you even have a kid? So nowadays it is dual income, no kid. DINK, DINK. Dual income, no kids. Yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. This is me signing off. You guys take care. Yalla.